Good morning. Welcome to Reading the Science of Mind in 1 Year. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of the Center for Spiritual Living Common Ground in Central Maryland. Today is July 28th. And so let's get started with our reading and see what ignites in us to share. Okay, here we go. Reading for July 28th, Science of Mind, A Philosophy, a Faith, a Way of Life by Ernest Holmes. Reading from page 231, paragraph 3, through page 233, paragraph 4, using inclusive language. Constipation. Never think a sick person is one who merely has a sick body. If you do, you will find yourself treating the body. Why should we not treat the body? For the simple reason that the cause of the disease is not in the body. The body is an effect and not a cause. You must know that the bodies and conditions never move. They are always moved upon. A sick person is one who has a sick thought as well as a sick body. Constipation is often due to a belief in limitation or burden, and is mentally helped by knowing that there is no restriction, no inaction, no limited action, no bondage, no fear, no constipation. Realize that all action is normal, harmonious, and perfect. Any thought which produces a mental tension, fear of lack, of trouble, of disease of all kinds, fear of loss of friends or loss of position, is likely to manifest itself as constipation. Any kind of fear thought retards the free action of the life forces, thus greatly interfering with the functions of the body. In such cases, a treatment for complete relaxation should be given. It is well to know infinite intelligence within me rules me and controls and directs all of the organs of my body, so that they function perfectly according to their nature. I am an open channel for good to flow in and through me freely, generously, cheerfully. Every thought of cruelty is disturbing to the entire body. Solomon tells us that he that is cruel troubleth his own flesh, and every adverse thought is cruel. Thoughts of peace and goodwill, a recognition of the unity of all people, will produce harmony and bring about perfect elimination in the body. It is necessary that we release all thoughts, as well as things that clutter up our lives. We are reminded that there is something resembling the divine in the intelligence and fearlessness of the organs of our body, in the way that they take that which is necessary to their sustenance and well-being, and release that which is not needed. If the organs of the body followed the average tactics of people in their acquisitive habits, if the lungs hoarded the air they take in, if the heart kept the fresh blood stored within its walls, refusing to allow it to circulate, and if the stomach retained the food taken in for nourishment, what a static condition we would have. But the very reverse is true. Such perfect assimilation, elimination, and circulation has never been equaled by any person in anything that they have invented. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. This is a promise we have all proven in a degree. Could we but comprehend the full significance of spiritual substance, we should be forever freed from all congestive thoughts. Selfishness, greed, undue acquisitiveness, all of which have been called the waste products of the mind. Understanding this, it naturally flows that we should be freed from their effects. Very often, the word of healing is spoken and does not appear to operate because hindered by some obstruction. Some people are obstinate, resistant, stubborn, and they must be healed of these beliefs. The practitioner must know that there is no resistance to truth and no thought anywhere which can prevent the consciousness from perceiving the truth. Whatever the false condition is, array mental argument against it. Turn the thought over and over until either by reason or by chance you hit upon the thing that is wrong. Anyone can help the sick who can get away from the effect long enough to perceive a different cause, a perfect cause, back of what appears to be an imperfect effect. A thought of love is always healing, and particularly so in the case of constipation. If the practitioner has a full realization that love fulfills all the laws of life, their life and the patient's life, that there is no restrictions, no burdens, no inhibitions in love, which is the very life within, healing will follow. If one would take time, once a day at least, to let go of all that is not true and lay hold of reality, let go of doubt, distrust, worry, condemnation, and fear, and lay hold of life in its expressions of beauty, truth, and wholeness, their mental congestion would be healed. Keep the mind and body open to the reception of truth. It is the static, fixed, inflexible outlook which produces a tendency on the part of the body and its muscles and functions to become tense and underactive. Hold steadfastly to the thought that all life is in a state of eternal flow. Relax your thought and allow the free flow of the life essence in and through you, and your body will respond to its healing activity. Inaction will quickly disappear into its native nothingness in the rhythm and harmony of all your bodily functions. All right, there's a lot there. Um, the things that were most that popped out most to me was the stuff about the solution, the being in the flow. Um, and I particularly was struck by the second full paragraph on page 232. Every thought of cruelty is disturbing to the entire body. Solomon tells us that he that is cruel troubleth his own flesh, and every adverse thought is cruel. I hadn't thought about, every adverse thought, every thought that is out of alignment with the truth of being as being cruel. Uh, Thoughts of peace and goodwill, a recognition of the unity of all will produce harmony and bring about perfect elimination in the body. And he goes on to really highlight that perfect thought, setting love in motion. I love the section where he talks about, the physical body, the organs, don't withhold what they do. They just go with the flow, our physical bodies. Um, and that, you know, hold steadfastly to the thought that all life is in a state of eternal flow. Relax your thought and allow the free flow of the life essence in and through you, and your body will respond to its healing activity. It reminds me that there's no point of arrival. Right? That this journey is not about anything being fixed or static. It's about learning to live in the flow of life, which means there's going to be change all the time. And how do I get comfortable with that? I understand where it's coming from. I understand that that it's not going anywhere. It is that fluid activity of itself that is what's important. It, this idea of a destination is a human thing, not a spiritual thing. That spiritual is being in the flow, in the process, where every breath is new, every experience is new. Um, what a beautiful, beautiful idea. And so that's what it invites us to do, to relax, be in the flow. Love fulfills all, no restrictions, no burdens, no inhibitions in love, which is the very life within. Healing will follow. I'm going to take that promise and test it out, live it, see what happens. And with that, I'm going to take us into our time of meditation and contemplation. one power, one presence, one life, one substance, one source, one creation, expressing in multiplicity, one nameless, changeless, infinite possibility, expressing itself, experiencing itself, expanding itself as diverse, individualized ideas, desires of itself, known by many, many names: life, love, God, the infinite, the divine, the great mystery, spirit. It is each of these names and so much more. Indefinable, unlimited. That in form, made of the one substance. What is true of me is true of all life. Every individualized form, a point of expressed desire of this infinite one to experience and expand itself as. And so each being made out of it, by it, must contain it, must be the very nature and makeup of each individualized expression of itself. So the desire of each, the desire within me, the desire in each and every individual is the desire of the infinite to expand and experience itself as. So I claim and affirm that fluidity, that continuous expression of, that continuous creative process of involution and evolution. I claim a palpable awareness, a participation, intentional, purposeful, that recognizes that there is no restriction, no limitation to the flow of creation, to the flow of this creative process that lives, moves, and has its being as the individualized form. That flow is the very nature of my being. The continuous expressions of newness are my divine nature and inheritance. It is the very purpose for which I exist. So I claim awareness of the desire to create and express in alignment with the truth of my being, in alignment with the harmonious operation of one, where every desire to express has a beautiful, positive impact on every other cell in the body of one. That sharing, that responsibility, the connection, the love, the activity of reciprocity, all of that, the divine nature of creation itself is where I live from. Choosing to experience the fluidity, the perfection of life. Choosing by intention, by awareness, to give and take, to give and receive. And I'm grateful. I am grateful that the fluidity of life simply is. That the activity of law, that aspect within the creative process, the doer that receives the involution and manifests the evolution. That action law, because it responds in a lawful way to every desire placed in it. That spiritual, holy yes that just does what it's asked to do. And so I know that what has been spoken this morning, that living in the eternal flow of life, living free of resistance, living reciprocity, living the harmonious operation of one, it's already been made manifest. The divine yes has already made it happen. And so now I release. I release my word because it's already complete. I release anything and everything, any thought that is out of alignment that would in any way constrict my experience of the fulfillment of the word spoken. I let it all go. I step into the flow with full expectancy of experiencing the promise of yes. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Namaste. Thank you.